Welcome to Replenish the Atmosphere of Discovery, where we discover the Master's plan for our life. Today's session is Believe. Today's session is Believe. So, to believe in yourself, your purpose, other people, certain perspectives, and even God, you must first have the ability to believe. Okay. And this means you must be able to think it possible. Then you trust and become fully convinced in this thing, whatever it may be. So to believe is to be certain of a thing, for it to be absolute truth. And so this is why it is impossible to believe and doubt. You cannot be fully convinced and doubt. For whoever and whatever you believe in, the only condition is that it is possible in any and every circumstance. Other than that, you cannot believe with conditions, since it means to be fully persuaded in that thing or that person that you are believing in. Okay. When you see confident people, they are fully persuaded of what they can do, right? They believe they can, or they believe it can be done, whatever the thing is. When you see people with false confidence, they have to make others feel incompetent, right? In order to put up that front that they believe in themselves, and they don't. When you are confident, you have no desire to make someone else feel low in order to build yourself up. Whenever you are built up from demoralizing or humiliating others, you will fall and you will fail. Okay. When you begin to move in your purpose, that is the test that you must pass, right? The opportunity to crush other people, and I mean crush them verbally, physically, or emotionally, the opportunity to crush other people will be presented to you to see if you will step on them in order to raise yourself up. So this is the test will come to all of us to see, right, what our moral character is. Okay, so I want you to think about your beliefs, think about your morals, think about your standards, think about your limits, think about the people that you believe in, think about the perspectives that you believe in. Are you 100% confident in them? Or is there a percentage of doubt? Have you found that some of your beliefs have been based on superstitions? Maybe it has been based on the opinions of other people. Maybe your beliefs, what you believe in, have been based on your fears, right? Any reason to do or think the opposite of what you have believed is doubt. Any reason to do or think the opposite of what you have believed in is doubt. Okay. No matter how good the reason is. And we get hung up on this a lot. Oh, but this. Oh, but that. No. Any reason to do or think the opposite of what you believe in is doubt. When doubt enters, it is no longer belief, right? Because belief means to be fully persuaded, 100% confident. So it doesn't really matter what comes out of our mouths, right? When we believe a lie, that's what we will do. We do what we believe. Okay. And that's why low self-esteem and self-worth is so dangerous. Having these issues are very dangerous because when you don't believe you are worth anything, you won't do anything, right? When you understand and believe the value of completing everything that you should complete and becoming everything that God created you to be, that's what you will begin to do. Okay. You complete all the things and you become all you should when you believe what your value is. So, another thing about belief is that you can't believe in what you have no knowledge of, right? You can't believe in yourself if you don't know who you are. And this is the 50th session, you all. So out of 50 sessions, you should have some clue of what you were created to do. If you never get that understanding of who you are, who God is, who people really are, what ideologies you are presented with, you won't fully believe, even though you may say you do. Okay. If you never get an understanding, though, you can't believe in something you don't know. You can't be fully convinced of something you don't know, right? People simply don't do what they don't believe. If you believe and you were fully convinced that you will go to hell if you sin, you wouldn't sin, right? But because you didn't have a consequence for that time, or so and so didn't have a consequence, right? There goes your reasonable doubt. We don't even realize that we no longer believe, right? That sin will put us in hell. Okay, so that's just an example. All things, every kind of thing is possible to those who believe. All things, every kind of thing is possible to those who believe. What are you believing for? What are you hoping for? Is it possible? Or have you given it a reason for it not to be possible? You may not say it out loud, but is it in your heart that it's not possible? Is there a reason, even 1%, why it isn't possible? Right? Any and everything is possible if you believe. If you can be totally convinced of this truth, right? This is the condition needed for anything to be possible. It must be able to be real and factual to you that it is possible in any and every circumstance. This is what belief is, being 100% convinced, right? You cannot believe with any other conditions. You must have 100% trust and be fully persuaded. And so we often don't even believe certain things exist, right? So how will we believe that it is possible? If we don't have the knowledge of what's available to us, how will we believe that it's possible for us to have it, right? The fears, the feelings, the setbacks, the failures, the things that we should have power over. If we don't acknowledge that they are there, if we don't acknowledge that these fears are there, that these voids are there, how will we have power over something we don't even believe exists? Or we're trying to convince ourselves that they don't exist. How will we then have power to do what we were created to do without belief? We must be fully persuaded. Are you willing to place your confidence totally in God? Are you fully persuaded in what He's given you the power to do? Is it a law in your soul yet that through faith in God, all things are able to be done? Is that a law in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul? Don't allow anything to come against the law of faith in God. If you believe in Him and He believes in you and He's in you, then somewhere you should begin to believe that you can do what He created you to do, right? So, what have you become fully convinced of? Has that become a barrier or a benefit to you? Right? Your belief should be in absolute truth, okay? Which means that you might need to do some digging about the stuff that you believe in, all of it. The way you feel, the way you think, the way you move, the people that you lift up, right? Is that a barrier or is that a benefit? Okay. And so it's time to get rid of your reasonable doubt. It kills your belief systems. Reasoning kills your belief systems, okay? Belief is 0 or 100. There is no in between. You're either fully convinced or you're not, right? It is absolute certainty, full conviction, and all faith, right? It's 0 or it's 100. Okay. That in between stage, that's hope, right? That's expectation. That's your wishes and desires and wants, but it's not belief. Okay. You can have any of these and still not believe because there is some suspicion or some doubt, right? You can have hope but still have doubt. But you can't believe and have doubt, right? You can have an expectation. You can wish something to be true. You can desire for something to be true. You can want something to be true and still doubt, but you cannot believe and doubt, okay? You can have a really good reason to keep hope alive in this thing, right? But still not believe in what you're hoping for. You can have a really good reason to expect a thing to happen, but not believe for it to happen. Okay. You can want something, but your suspicions will block that total certainty that you need to believe that you can have it. Okay. To believe is to be unwavering in your trust. You support what is the truth. You are relentless and immovable about it. That's when you know that's what you believe. Okay. Trying to believe sounds good, but it's not belief. Wishing and hoping sounds good, but it's not belief. Okay. Being fully persuaded is belief. Giving no reason, having no doubts. This is belief. Okay. And don't be too arrogant or too proud to ask God to help your unbelief, right? Stop calling your hopes and your wishes belief. Okay. Your expectations is not believing. You can expect the thing and still not believe that it will happen, right? You must be totally convinced of your expectations in order for it to be belief. You must be totally convinced of what you're hoping for in order for it to be belief. People, God's great creation, right? People will give you reasons to not believe in yourself, okay? Your experiences in life, right, will give you reasons to not believe. Everything you see, hear, or feel can give you a reason to waver in your beliefs. Everything. Everything you see, everything you hear, everything you feel can give you a reason to waver in your beliefs. But you must choose not to raise the reason higher than your conviction, right? Higher than your confidence or higher than your belief. It's a choice you make. Am I going to let this reason make me shake a little bit, right? A little bit of doubt. It's no longer belief. Now it's just something you're hoping for. Now it's just an expectation you have. Now it's just a want. But you want your expectations and the things you're hoping for and the things that you're praying for. You want them to be what you believe, right? Because all things, every kind of thing in any circumstance is possible to those that believe, right? I want you to really understand what believing is and the power that it has, right? Recognize immediately when what you see moves you away from believing. Recognize it quickly, okay? When what you hear is eating up your confidence, recognize that, right? When what you feel is discrediting what you were once fully persuaded of, recognize it quickly so that you don't allow that reason to give you doubt and cause you to no longer believe, okay? Any minute piece of doubt, it doesn't even have to be reasonable doubt, right? Destroys belief. And that means it doesn't have to be doubt based on common sense or reasoning, right? It can be doubt because of your refusal to accept what is truth, right? It can be you rejecting truth or discrediting the truth. These are forms of disbelief that don't need to rely on common sense in order to be doubt, okay? It don't have to be common sense. It don't have to make any sense, right? Just your refusal to accept the truth is doubt, okay? So the evidence of your belief is what you do. You want to know what you believe in? Whatever you do is what you believe. Doesn't matter what your mouth say, doesn't matter what you hope for, Doesn't matter what your expectations are. What you do is what you believe, okay? It doesn't matter what you try to make other people believe by the words you say, even if those words are scripture, okay? Because a lot of times we say scripture, we hope it works, but we don't believe it's going to work, right? If you're not doing it, you don't believe it, okay? You can say, I believe that I'm going to be prosperous. If you're not doing prosperous things, you don't really believe that about yourself. You're probably telling yourself that until you believe it, right? But if you believed it, you would do it. And sometimes it's fear. That fear caused that doubt for you not to believe. You do what you believe. If you say you love me, what are you doing? Did something you heard or something you saw give you a reason to doubt that, right? And that's why we have to love without conditions, because some people will watch TV shows about cheaters and then now they doubt their significant other faithfulness. Why? Because that show gave them a reason to not believe in love, to not believe in trust, to not believe in fidelity. Your exes gave you a reason to not believe in love, okay? Those who have authority over you or had some form of leadership position, they gave you the reason to discredit and reject all forms of authority and leadership, right? You no longer believe in anybody having authority over you, right? They gave you a reason. There was doubt there. That's why you don't believe in it, okay? Your parents may have gave you a reason to not be fully persuaded that you are safe, right? They gave you a reason. All of these things, what you believe, it affects you now, and it will continue to affect you as long as you can hear and see and feel. It will affect you. What reasons are you wrestling with that is twisting and stealing your belief? What reasons are you wrestling with that is twisting and stealing what you believe in? Words are spirit, right? Words are life. What you've heard is killing your belief in yourself. Stuff that you've said about you, right? Whether you said it out loud or not, is killing your trust in people. It's discrediting God and what he promised you, right? Because you think it's not for you and you will never have it because of the words you've heard, okay? What you hear from other people, what you hear from the TV, what you read in books, from even yourself, in your inner man, in your heart, can cause you to believe or not believe, okay? Even what you hear from people's mannerisms and action, and sometimes what you hear out of what they're doing or their mannerisms, sometimes you misunderstand and misinterpret that, right? And those thoughts about what you think that look meant can cause you not to believe in them anymore, can cause you not to have hope in them anymore, right? So with all you're getting, get an understanding. Knowledge and understanding is very important, okay? What is your inner man telling you about you? What is your heart saying? What is your heart saying about other people? And I'm not concerned about the things that you are willing to say out loud, right? Because our feelings make us say different things that aren't true, no matter how much we want it to be true, right? That doesn't make it the truth. What are you saying in your heart? Because that matches what you will do, and you will only do what you believe, okay? When you do the opposite of what you believe, that means you have believed the lie. And even believing the lie a little bit will cause you to act on that lie, okay? So belief is total certainty, 100% trust. You are fully persuaded in the things that you believe in. Think about that for yourself. It's okay to speak positivity, right? But when that becomes your truth is when you would do positivity, okay? Having faith, right? You want to be totally convinced of whatever it is that you're having faith in, okay? You cannot believe and doubt. Belief is 0 or it's 100. That in between is hope, is expectation, right? Is your wants, your desires, your wishes, right? That's the in between, but it's not belief. Okay. So I want you to think about the systems that you believe in. Think about the people that you believe in. Think about the people you thought you believed in. And you're finding out there's a little doubt. There's a little issue with trust, right? There's a little bit of issue with trust in this particular system that I thought I believed in. And the things I believed in, is that a barrier for me? Or is it a benefit? Right? It does you no good to believe in things that are going to block you, to believe in people that are going to stop you. Okay? So I want you to understand why you should know who you are, know what your value is to you, to God, right? And you have to believe Him. You have to believe what He says about you, not what you think about yourself. Okay? You can feel it, but don't believe it. Okay? You can feel a way, but don't become that. Okay? That's very important. And when you are around people or even watching things, reading things that are barriers to you, they're not beneficial to you, it breaks your belief in yourself. When you watch somebody with a similar circumstance, or people want to call you and tell you about what happened when they did what you're doing and it's not benefiting you, it's causing a barrier, it's causing fear, right? And that little bit of doubt breaks your belief in yourself, steals your confidence, right? You must be fully persuaded of what you believe in. Okay. So I hope on this 50th session that the voids that you may have had before you watched these sessions, before you've been a part of them, that it has filled some of those voids. I don't think of these topics myself. I hear the topic and I begin to listen on what is needed to fill whatever that hole is, to prepare you to grow and to help you be watered, right? So you can be prosperous, not just financially and spiritually, but mentally and physically as well. So that concludes our session for today. I will see you all next Friday at 3. So you all have a good weekend, a blessed weekend, and I will see you all next Friday.